Hey everyone, welcome to Guitar Judah. In today's lesson, we're going to explode the modes all over the fretboard with a secret that I had a revelation of that I want to share with you when I was studying the modes. We're going to look at the 6 common used modes and we're going to explode them all over the fretboard with this secret. Stay tuned. So how did I do this? I wanted to separate the modes into major and minor modes, as you can see what I've done there, and then map out each note in each mode as they start from their note in the scale. So we have the Ionian, the Lydian and the Mixolydian, and what I did was I started on the Ionian, which as you know is the major scale. So the notes in that are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and then next move to the Lydian, which starts on the 4th note, the Mixolydian, which starts on the 5th, and then your Aeolian-Dorian-Phrygian, which starts on the 6th, the 2nd and the 3rd respectively. So what was the point of doing that? Well, I asked myself that, but then once it was out in writing, I could actually start seeing a pattern emerge. So with the 3 major modes, I could see that they all had some common notes. So I've marked them out, as you can see, but they all had a 1, a 2 and a 3, and they all had a 5 and a 6. And if you map those out on the fretboard or on notation, you get your major pentatonic scale. An all too familiar shape that we all know very well. And if you don't know it, learn it. And then I noticed with the minor modes, the exact same thing was happening. They all had 5 notes that they shared in common. So they all had a 1, a flat 3, 4 and a 5, and a flat 7. And when you map those out on the board, then you get your minor pentatonic. So you put these two together or on top of each other, the major and the minor pentatonic are the same scale. The same notes, the same position, everything is the same. They just have a different root note if you're naming them, and you would play different chords behind them to give them their tonality. Right, so at this point I just want to mention that we all know the major and the minor pentatonic are the same thing. If you didn't know that already, this is a great realization and you can see how that came about. But the point of doing it this way was how I got to the next stage, when I started adding the other notes. So this is where things really started getting interesting for me. So the next step was to plot the unique notes or the color notes for each mode within the framework of the major and the minor pentatonics. And you can see what happens next. So pay attention as we move along quite quickly. So once I'd mapped that out, the first one I started with was the Ionian mode or the major scale. And I noticed that the Aeolian mode on the minor pentatonic was the exact same notes, same pattern, just a different root note. I moved along to the Lydian mode and we saw the pattern there, and the Dorian mode had the exact same notes and same pattern as well from the minor pentatonic. And you guessed it, the Mixolydian mode, as you can see the pattern there as we mapped it out, the Phrygian mode has the exact same pattern and the same notes, just a different root note. So now we have 3 shapes that encompass 6 of the common used modes, and you've exploded the fretboard. You can sound good without having to memorize so many shapes and positions. So if you want to get the tabs, if you want the shapes, you hook me up on Facebook and Instagram at Guitar Judah and I will send them to you for free. But until then, if you have any questions, let me know and I'll see you in the next lesson. Let's get you from rookie to rocking. Have a great day.